Peace and bless. It's a ka, Asase. I want to share a few words of wisdom that I have collected from different experiences in my life and people in my life that have helped me to better understand and better appreciate the challenges and the victories of homeschooling. So I'm speaking to you queen mothers, whether you're single or you have a life mate, a husband, whether you are a brother or sister in the movement, I'm speaking to you as well. I'm speaking from a mindset, a perspective of it gets real, all right? Shit gets real, and it's time for us to unify and do the serious work, stay spiritually grounded, and walk in our divinity. All right, so I have about 5 spiritual and practical ways that we can begin to make things happen. Break free, liberate, educate, and germinate. Break free and begin your journey to homeschooling. So first, learn to say no. Learn to say no to what no longer serves you. You see, when you say no to what you don't want, you're actually saying yes to what you do want. And you see, when you do that, the universe, the ancestors, the creator puts things into motion, even when we're not conscious of it. They put things into motion so that we may continue the work that we are destined to do, our life work, our purpose. So learn to say no. And I can tell you from experience, when shit gets real and you look at, man, how am I going to pay this bill? My light's going to be turned off. I'm in jeopardy of losing my home. Simply remember to also trust the process. I know it gets real out there and it gets tough, but I promise when you begin to let that seed of fear and worry take control of your mind and spirit and your body, it does some amazing things. But yet when you begin to operate out of love and in our power and divinity, it does some amazing things too in a forward motion. You're serving your highest self when you operate out of love, when you operate out of your empowered self. So when you trust the process, you allow the ancestors in the universe to do the work. You're already asking, you already said no, and you're asking for what you want. I want to begin this homeschool journey. I haven't figured everything out, but guess what? I don't have to. You don't have to know everything. You just have to trust the process. And what that means is when you learn to say no, I ain't going to go down that road because it no longer serves me. You're saying, I'm going to trust the process. You're allowing those things to come into your life, whether it's wanted or unwanted, is going to teach us a lesson, is going to propel us forward. We should work smarter, not harder. We got to trust the process, that things are going to begin to line up in favor for our life work. Our babies are looking at us and we have to trust the process. We have to be spiritually grounded. So what that also means is that when you trust the process, you will begin to see that other mamas who are wanting the same thing, they begin to come into your experience. You begin to share experiences, share stories, encourage each other. When you begin to trust process, you'll begin to go to different stores and thrift stores and find the different materials that you need to build what you want to do. Speaking of doing what you want to do, you have to believe it before you see it, okay? Believe it before you see it. Meaning, start doing what you want to do. Start homeschooling in the evenings after school or on the weekends. Start going to the thrift stores and buying the books, buying the materials, getting them for free. Craigslist is a valuable place to get free to inexpensive resources. I know for a fact. I've gotten a lot of my resources from Craigslist and other individuals. So start doing it. When you actually start believing and doing it, you're putting forth some powerful intentions and actions out there to the universe saying, trust Believe. Take my yes serious. Take my actions serious. You got to fake it till you make it. That's what it literally is. Next, build your network of supporters. That could be your cheerleaders, your motivational speakers. You can do this. That can be your people with money who can donate the money or the time or the resources. Those people can say, oh, I know this program that you need that's going to help you out on your journey of homeschooling. Curriculum. Finding the curriculum. Reach out to other brothers and sisters. Build your network of supporters. And last but not least, think and act with an integrative mind, with a holistic mind. What that means is don't put so much more on your plate. We already are just grinding on our missions and grinding on that 9-to-5 job and all these other things where you're community activists, your mom, your wife and your husband, and you're a friend, your sister, your brother, all those roles that we play. Well, we have to find ways to streamline that, to integrate. Let's say we have a task 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to do. Well, figure out ways how we can integrate task 1 and task 2 together so that we accomplish them at the same time and we're not so spread thin. For instance, I have been so focused on homeschooling, teaching our children, our students, and on our home garden that I have been neglectful to the community garden. Well, I began to say, aha, ancestors were speaking to me, and I listened. And I was able to, as I was planning the lessons, our science field lessons, I began to incorporate our children into the garden. So our lessons were done at the community garden. Our learning and our community service was done at the community garden. So I got 2 things done at one. All right. So recapping. Please learn to say no. Trust the process. Believe it before you see it. Build your network of supporters and think and act with an integrative, holistic mind. Once again, this is Asase with Sankofa Science Solutions. I wish you well on your journey of liberation, education, and germination. Peace and bless, fam.